Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible. Get a free audiobook download and 30-day free trial at www.audibletrial.com/thenerdcore. Over 180,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hello, nerds. You're listening to an episode on the Nerdcore podcast feed. If you're feeling generous, please consider pledging to a tier on our Patreon at patreon.com/thenerdcore. We have tiers as low as $1 per month. Thanks so much, and enjoy the episode.
Hey everyone, before we can get into today's episode, I need to talk to you all about Anchor. Anchor is the easiest way to make a podcast and is the platform I've been using for over 2 years. Anchor is easy because it's free, includes creation tools on your tablet or phone from the get-go, rewards creators with sponsorships with no minimum listenership, and best of all, they distribute your podcast to places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, and many more. So if you want to make a podcast, you should download the Anchor app or visit anchor.fm. Now let's get into today's episode. Welcome back. You're listening to the Nerdcore Podcast, episode 289. And it is your nerd news for the week, of course. Alongside me is my wonderful co-host, Young Yoda, a.k.a. Random Germ 101. And as always, is the nerd you're going to hear to host the show. And sorry we can't do the video version yet of this and stream it for the patrons, but my OBS is still not wanting my webcam to work with it, and it makes it quit unexpectedly. So till I can resolve that,
weird.
Hopefully it'll be by the end of the week because we have a live show to do by next week. So Brad, how you doing today, Mr. Brad?
I'm doing all right, Raul. I'm doing okay. I am back home, safe and sound.
Yeah?
And, I mean, can't say much else than that.
You built a shed.
I built a fucking shed. I did.
Yep. What's it called? Got to give a huge shout out to the listeners, man. They fucking loved the live show this week, dude. They showed some love for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently they like it when we go off the cuff, which is like every episode, so I don't see why every episode doesn't fucking have that many listens, but hey, you know, it's all good in the hood.
You know, we're not here to really judge the listeners' taste. I guess they have their specific taste. I don't know. It's
I mean, I honestly thought like the live show was good. I thought with us two, but my favorite for the week was the Game Records. I thought that episode went really well.
100%, dude. I thought the Game Records was my favorite episode of the week. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna have a lot more to talk about too this week because played a little bit of that Modern Warfare beta, and honestly, man, not War beta, the game actually, not the beta. And I got more I got to talk about for sure. But yeah, Game Record last week was my highlight of the week. Close second was
slightly pissed. I have not been able to play that yet because I got home ready to play it. It was like you got to download like 1.8 gigabytes of shit. I'm like, fuck.
I told you.
No, I did. I did the other one. This was another fucking update.
Oh, really?
So
it was the first patch. The first patch.
Yeah. Bitches. It's like fuck this shit.
Wow, well, that's so
true. Instead of that, I do what I usually do. I started just making videos for the YouTube and watching Gary Vee, and you know that's kind of how I enjoy my nights, not building sheds.
Yeah,
I am not very good at building sheds. I will have you say.
Well, you're not. Well, your dad was like, "Well, damn it, Bradley, did I not teach you shit?"
Yeah, pretty much the whole time. And swear to God, there were more bent nails than there were straight nails driven in. Because fucking A, man, I don't know what the fuck was going on. But I just listened to my dad, and it got built. So it's not quite done yet, but it's standing.
It's like that meme of Spider-Verse with Miles and Peter B, where just Miles is looking at him like, okay, I'm just looking here, and it's like, Dad working on car, me just observing, not knowing what the fuck is happening.
That's like anybody you see broken down on the side of the road, just with their hood open, look at the engine, going, Yep. That's an engine.
I'm screwed. Yeah. Well, look, man.
That's a car right there.
Glad that we're here again for the week, and going to go ahead and put it out there. I know I overshot for this week. It happened. Oh well. It happens it happens every now and then. I overshoot. So I want to say tomorrow, Brad, for tomorrow's episode, do you want to do Dolomite Is My Name? That's on Netflix, I believe.
How long is it?
Fuck if I know, dude.
Let's see how it goes, because man, I'm fucking tired. So I'm surprised I'm awake right now.
An hour and 50. This is for tomorrow's episode, Brad.
Yeah, I know.
An hour 58. Dolomite Is My Name.
I could probably do that.
Yeah. So we'll try to do Dolomite Is My Name, and then on Saturday morning review, hopefully, cross our fingers, we do Alita. So, yeah. Hopefully. Cross our fingers. But yeah, dude, fun week. And then next week we will get things started with Scorsese month, and we'll have Mr. Frankie over here get it ready with our picks for later this week for you all. But as always, this is a news episode, and we're here to talk about the news and only the news, right? And we've got a lot of stuff here to talk about.
It's a good start to the week.
Good start to the week, yeah, man. There's going to be some short news here, but I think, honestly, we're going to spend a lot of time on this box office stuff because this is interesting stuff. But, what's it called? In the first piece of news, the breaking news of the week that I got to report to you guys that we couldn't get to last week, it's done. It's finished. It's officially wrapped. That's a wrap on hashtag No Time to Die. See you in cinemas, April 2020. Hashtag Bond25 from 007 official account, man. And there it is. What's it called? Mr. Daniel Craig and Cary Fukunaga, the director, in what I think that has to be Jamaica. That has to be Jamaica.
Or that's either Jamaica or New Orleans.
Or the French Quarter in New Orleans.
Yeah, or the French Quarter in New Orleans. It looks very similar to the French Quarter.
Yeah, I don't know. If this is Pinewood Studios, I'm going to be fucking mad. Like, damn, you guys really...
I think you... well, then you look at the vehicles in there, you don't know if those were brought on set or not. So it could be Jamaica. It could be Cuba.
That's a really good guess, too. You know, it could be Jamaica or it could be Cuba. But, look, man, I'm just happy this movie's done. Because...
I'm kind of surprised. I thought that was pretty quick. Because, you know, we were reporting on this. There was a lot of setbacks. Basically, this is the movie we thought might never happen.
Yeah, a lot of setbacks are happening. That explosion on set, and then the minor injury, and then, you know, the rewrite, having to find a director, and everything kind of set up for Bond 25 to look like it wasn't going to happen for right now. And then, you know, look, we've got it. It's finished, and I'm just happy that it's done, because I'm really looking forward to this movie, especially if this is the last time we see Daniel Craig on as James Bond. And as a huge fan of Cary Fukunaga, I'm very excited too. I know, Brad, you're a big fan of True Detective Season 1, and he did that season. So, you know, I'm just happy that this is done, and that they didn't go through any more setbacks, and we're finally finished with the principal photography on here.
All I gotta say is show me the trailer.
Now the countdown it starts with the trailer, man. Which should be cool. That little sneak featurette that we got a while ago, I mean, it looked pretty damn cool. So, you know, I'm really excited.
So, I mean, I'm ready for this Bond. It sounds like this will be Daniel Craig's last Bond. Probably, maybe. I don't know. It depends on Daniel Craig's demeanor at the time, really.
Yeah, I don't know. The fact that Lashana Lynch might be playing the next, what's it called?
007.
007. I really do think that this might just be the end for Daniel Craig, and I think I'm ready to see how this ends and see how we move on to the next. I'm really excited for the fact that if Fukunaga does an amazing job in this one, I hope they bring him back to write and direct the next one.
Yeah, and you know, hopefully so, especially if it turns out to be a Jim.
Yeah,
but all I gotta say is I think Daniel Craig deserves applause for his portrayal of Bond.
Oh, of course,
because he has done the role justice.
He really has. Yeah, I love him in my favorite is Quantum of Solace, and what's it called?
That was good.
I know. A lot of people, it's always Casino Royale for them. I'm a real big fan of Quantum of Solace, and
I like the what's the other one?
Skyfall.
I like Skyfall the best.
Yeah,
just because I think Javier Bardem.
Yeah,
fucking
great
villain.
Yeah, freaking great. Yeah, and then Spectre was Batista, right?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was cool too.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, the year's looking forward to April 2020 for the release of Bond 25, aka No Time to Die. And I'm really, really excited for this, man. And then we'll go ahead and move on to the box office report. Look, really interesting stuff here, dude. Super interesting. First, let's just go ahead and look at that bottom five, Brad. Dude, gotta give it up for them. You know, The Lighthouse, $3,080,000, $80,782 after expansion.
I gotta put an asterisk on that one though.
Why?
Because that was only in 582 theaters.
Wow.
So like Countdown and Black and Blue, they were at least, I think, 2,000 theaters. So if you direct that with the Lighthouse beat them if you put however many more theaters they could have been in.
Yeah, for sure. I watched this on Saturday morning, and not Saturday morning, Saturday afternoon. No, I'm sorry, Friday afternoon. And I had a couple of people in my screening, but a lot of people were really, excited for this movie. Funny thing, a couple walked out of the film because they said it was too disturbing. I've got my own separate thoughts on that, but you can go watch the review that I put on the YouTube channel. But
I did have a question though. I did have a question on that though. Before I go, because I really want to go see this movie. Is there a lot of strobe lights?
Nope. Dude, it's black and white.
No, I know it's black and white, but is there a lot of strobing effect in this movie?
Not one bit, dude.
Okay.
The best way I can explain this, Brad, is like picture the atmosphere of Seventh Seal, like alone in that one island that he shot in, Bergman. Mm-hmm. Then mix the unsettling fear of The Shining, and then just mix it all together with like a Moby Dick type of a feel to it too.
That sounds pretty legit. Now, I've also been hearing that people have been asking kind of for subtitles for it. Is there a reason for that?
I would say that Pattinson really gets into the accent, and it's just Brad. I can't really, go in deep into that. I don't want to charter into spoiler territory. I would just say that Pattinson gives an incredible performance where he loses himself. So sometimes it feels like you can't understand what he's saying, but you know what he's saying.
So you're saying this is probably Pattinson's best role to date?
I am telling you right now, after watching all these movies we've watched together, and then of course High Life that you haven't watched, this is Robert Pattinson's best role yet. This is wild. I mean, he completely loses himself in this role. And Dafoe, this is one of his career best too. Dafoe, the line delivery and the dialogue that he has in this movie, he is incredible. But
Dafoe is one of those gems that is always looked over.
Yeah.
Reason. I've never figured out why he is so looked over as an actor.
Yeah. He's so overlooked, but dude, in this movie, it is it's like they're both just going toe to toe with each other acting wise. Nobody is going over the other. You know, they're kind of both on the same ground. But Pattinson is just that him when it comes to the character and really like, you know, getting into the facial expressions and the body movements. He's just amazing. But yeah,
I think you just gotta give it up to Eggers though, who probably can
directs the shit out of that.
After seeing The Witch,
yeah,
I believe he can. I mean, he definitely brings out that whole tormented aspect of all his actors and actresses.
Yeah, this is a very different movie from The Witch too. It's still the same unsettling fear that starts from the beginning and kind of ramps up towards the end, but it's like very, very different feel to it because it has like little mix of black comedy in there and very dramatic parts in there too. But like the last hour is like full, like the last 40 minutes, full-fledged fucking horror, dude. So
all right. So 2 thumbs up, you're saying?
Dude, if I could give it more than 2 thumbs, I would, dude. But yeah, I'm really proud of them for what they did. And Brad, what sticks out to you from this bottom 5?
I gotta bring up. So The Lighthouse was gonna be the one, but Gemini Man is just tanking.
Did you see how much they're gonna owe?
A lot.
$75 million in fucking because it's not gonna make the fucking budget back. That sucks, dude. That really sucks.
You get those once in a while. I know Disney's had to eat it with I think was it John Carter?
John Carter, I think so.
I think it was John Carter. Let me look that up.
Carter. I can't remember John Carter. Yeah. By the way, guys, getting tired of hearing that dog in the background?
Yeah.
Go to patreon.com/nerdcore.
So yeah, it was technically definitely a box office failure. They would say 284.1 million, and budget was 250 million, and it was a Disney movie. But it was a good movie.
Yeah,
not gonna lie.
I have not watched Gemini Man, but it sucks that they are in this position, man. But let's go ahead and check out this top 5, man. Top 5 looks pretty interesting. We've got Countdown with $9,000. Zombieland Double Tap. Zombieland 2 Double Tap at $11,600,000 at number 4. And number 3 is The Addams Family at $11,705,000. $705,007. And number 2, Maleficent, The Mistress of Evil at $18,537,000. And now at number 1, back again at the top. At number 1, the officially the highest grossing R-rated film of all time, Joker at $18,900,000. I mean, just gotta keep giving it up for these people, man. This tells me one thing, Brad. If Venom would have been half as good as Joker and stayed with an R rating, Venom would have been number 1. Venom would have made $1 billion.
Hard to say. I mean,
they were really close, though. They were really close.
The problem being, I don't think Venom would have been that great of a movie anyway. Even as
that's why I said if it would have been half as good,
it would have been better than PG-13 Venom. But would it have been as good as Joker? No, not even close.
But dude, this is I mean, it beat The Passion of the fucking Christ, bro. The longest time that was the number 1.
And it beat Deadpool, and even Ryan Reynolds sent out a tweet basically cursing out Joaquin Phoenix.
Yeah, love Deadpool, Jesus, Pennywise. Who's the other ones in there too? I can't remember, but it was funny. I gotta give it up, and this is monumental, man. I mean, this is gonna keep ramping up, bro. I think that it's gonna get real close to $1 billion, Brad.
Oh yeah, I mean, it may not reach $1 billion, but it's gonna get damn close.
I think it's gonna beat out like Venom's number.
I mean, I think Joker is a deserving movie of that if it does cross that threshold. Even though some people think it is, what would you call it? Role
subpar,
overhyped,
subpar, I guess.
Overhyped.
I don't know. What's going on, Tony? What's going on? Oh man, what's going on, Tony?
Hey, Tony, we're calling you.
Yeah, all love for Tony, wonderful Patreon supporter.
I'm just glad somebody's typing in the Patreon.
Me too. I'm glad. We've been telling you guys to do it for the longest time, and you guys just don't do it. So then that's what happens when you don't post on the Patreon community page. We're gonna talk nonsense and nonsense only. So, but look, dude, I think this will make it. I think this will get to like 800 and something million. So it's gonna beat out Venom's grossing for sure. But this is. I mean, you've got to be in the shoes of Warner Brothers right now. Those executives. They've got to be talking to Phillips right now. They're like, dude, how can we continue this? Like, this is awesome.
I really don't think you're going to get Joaquin Phoenix.
No.
I don't think you're going to do it. Now, you want to go and do a spinoff of another villain? I mean, give him the reins of old Batman.
Yeah. I guess
a Frank Miller adaptation.
I would guess that we're getting that with Black Adam, but the thing is that Black Adam is connecting to a universe, kinda. But
Shazam.
Yeah, but it's look, dude. I'm just really happy, and these guys are gonna make a crap ton of profit, like on the same amounts of Infinity War apparently, because this was like a 50 to 70 million budget film, so their profit margins are huge.
Well, it's amazing what Phillips has done because he's done this twice now. He's done this with Deadpool. He's done this with Joker.
Phillips, he didn't do Deadpool. Phillips didn't do that with him.
I thought Phillips did Deadpool.
No, that was Tim Miller. Tim Miller, bro. But Phillips, did the Hangover movies, and those made a crap ton of money. And
yes.
I believe the
My
first.
bad.
Yeah.
My bad.
Tim Miller.
Brain fart.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, still, congratulations.
It's in the same range as Deadpool. Where they basically threw a little bit of money at him, being going, okay, go make this, and then they come back with a shit ton of money. It's like every Kevin Smith movie that ever did well.
Yeah, so I'm really, really happy for them, and this is gonna be crazy, man. Now the real question is, dude, do you think next weekend how much is it gonna hold off? Because we got Terminator Dark Fate coming this weekend, and the reviews have been really good for that. Word of mouth is great for that. And then, you've got the people who really like the Terminator franchise. Now, is the Terminator franchise able to make this much money? Like talking like Joker money. Do we think that that's possible?
I don't, personally. I think the Terminator is hurt by the success of the first two movies and then just the horribleness of, like, the rest of them. So, the Dark Fate does look like a great movie. So I think it'll make its money back and more, but is it going to pull a Joker and make a shit ton of money? I don't think so.
All right, let's go ahead and look at what Genesis made. That was the last one that came out from the Terminator franchise. Not my what I told. Do you guys remember what I said about Genesis? I think I tweeted about this a while ago, a long time ago. I said I have not had a worse theater experience since Terminator Genesis when I finished watching Venom. I was like, I had not watched a crap movie like this in the theater before. And the last time I did it was Terminator Genesis. So, Brad, opening weekend, it made $27,018,486. And worldwide, it made a total gross of $440 million. I think that it's going to make around 20 to 23. It'll be number one. But I think the Joker is going to be at number 2. I don't think this makes a huge, big impact, bro. Even though the reviews are great and everything, I can't picture this making a huge splash right now.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. I mean, I love the Terminator franchise, specifically the first two movies.
Yeah, Terminator 2 was the first movie you saw in theaters, right?
It's the first one I can remember seeing in theaters when I was 5. So. Yeah, go figure out what the fuck is wrong with me. And I also saw Blazing Saddles when I was 5, so go figure that one out. Yeah, there's a lot that explains a lot, I'm sure. But I mean, do I want to see it do well? I think so, because from the trailer, this is going to be a very good Terminator film. It's just, I think the generation that's grown up and the young generation now aren't going to go see it because, let's face it, the last few Terminators have been horrible.
Yep. Yeah, pretty much everything after Rise of the Machines I'm not a big fan of, dude. Salvation, Genesis, it's just not good, man. I'm not a big fan of this one, though. I'm really looking forward to this one. I even said it, man. Damn, it's crazy. I'm actually excited for a Terminator movie.
Yeah, and it looks good.
So, really excited about that, and we'll see how this weekend turns out. But, Brad, obviously, international Maleficent did better than Joker, but in domestic, Joker beat out Maleficent. That was the thing I wanted to point out the most. They beat out the Disney machine. That's crazy. I mean, either way, I think people weren't really looking that much forward to Maleficent because I did not hear the best thing about the first one.
I mean, it's a sequel to an alright, I guess, first movie. The trailer looked good, though, on the Mistress of Evil. I'll give it that. It did look good, but was it enough to get me in the theater? No, because I still haven't watched the first one. If I haven't watched the first one, then why would I watch the sequel?
Pretty much. But look, we'll see how the box office shapes up for next week. For now, let's go ahead and move on to some more stories here. And what's it called? Gonna go ahead and look what we've got next. If I can find this stupid mouse. Oh, here we go. From the Hollywood Reporter, Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin tackling Pirates of the Caribbean reboot. An exclusive from Boris Kitt. And veteran Pirates scribe Ted Elliott was also hired to develop a new story on the franchise. Pirates of the Caribbean might set sail once again. like your puns, Boris. Disney has hired veteran Pirates scribe Ted Elliott and Chernobyl creator Craig Mazin to develop a story for a new Pirates adventure feature. The move is designed to propel fresh wind into pirates. Love your puns again, Boris. And one of the largest hauling film franchises of all time that introduced hard luck and hard drinking pirate Jack Sparrow into Disney fandom and pop culture. But it's also a franchise that after 5 installments was encountering headwinds. Depp's waning fortunes on and off screen didn't help. The studio had taken steps toward developing a reboot in late 2018 when it hired Deadpool writers Rhett Reese and Paul Wernick to write a script that was designed to give it a kick in the pants, according to Disney. But Reese and Wernick ended up exiting the project in early 2019, leaving it in dry rock since.
Dry dock since. He did it again.
Dry dock. Boris, come on, Boris. Please. I like these puns, bro. I like these puns. Brad, well, 2 things I'm going to ask you. Do you really want to see the Pirates rebooted? And 2, do you think that it was the best decision to let the Deadpool writers leave? Because when I think about the Deadpool writers and I think about, Mazin, who, by the way, I watched the first 2 episodes of Chernobyl and I have not finished since yet, but incredible show. I mean, it's incredible. Now, do I think that Craig Mazin can do the Pirates reboot? I don't think so. I would like to see him do more of those serious work like he was doing with Chernobyl.
That's where I kind of come and disagree, because I haven't seen Chernobyl. I haven't seen any episodes, but what I've heard, it's a dark show.
Yes.
What I heard. So it's a very dark, grim show. I think if you're going to reboot this Pirates, it can't be fun and campy anymore. You already did that. So it's got to be dark.
So you're saying that Mazin is the right choice right now?
Mazin is the right choice. If you're going to go a whole new direction, he's the right choice because he can bring a darkness to the series. And let's face it, Pirates were dark and disturbing back in the day, so I can see them doing that. Because, I mean, even if it is the Disney machine, if they really want to bring a new kind of perspective to it, they got to bring someone in new. I don't think you're going to get that with the Deadpool writers. You're going to kind of get the same old thing you got. Because let's face it, why is the rum gone? Totally a Deadpool thing to say. So that's what I think. I think Craig Mazin is a good choice.
Yeah. I'm glad you bring that up, dude. And by the way, Brad, when you get the chance, watch Chernobyl, please, dude. Oh my God.
I have HBO now again. So
yeah. It is freaking crazy, dude. Crazy. But yeah, I'm a big fan of those first 3 movies, Brad. Did not watch the other ones.
So am I. I
huge fan of those.
They were great and they were fun and they were a little campy. It was a great pirate movie. But if you're getting rid of Depp, which they are, I'm sure.
100% they are.
You're not going to follow Jack Sparrow anymore. And you want to go a whole new direction, going dark is the way to go.
All right, man. So I'm going to go ahead and just stay optimistic on this, but if we are working towards the dark type of look to it, then I'm interested, but I just don't see Disney wanting to get that. But if they're hiring Mazin, then I'm going to guess that they know that this is what he can bring to the table. I guess I'm just going to wait to hear more about what this means, but still, Craig Mazin is an incredible incredible writer, and I want to see what he brings to this, but
and I question if they won't bring it under the Disney helm anymore. If they do a darker version, they'll bring it out under a 20th Century Fox or something, or one of the other ones they bought up.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Let's go ahead and move on to the next one. Let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of news here, my friend. Brad, we've got some early reactions from the Dr. Sleep. Shut up. The next Dr. Sleep. Dr. Sleep is the next movie based on a Stephen King novel, of course. It is the sequel to The Shining, and we've got some stuff here that I want to read off. Let's go and get some of these tweets up. So from Andrew Dice, not Andrew Dice Clay, of course, with hashtag. With hashtag Dr. Sleep movie, Mike Flanagan delivers the best parts of Kubrick and King in one movie. It made me feel silly for wanting to step back into the Overlook instead of stepping forward from The Shining with Danny. Rebecca is an instant icon, and Ewan completely nails it. By the way, that is at Andrew Dice. Andrew Dice. I was going to say Clay.
Andrew B. Dice.
B. Dice. Okay. Now from AD Leadbeater. For the first 2 hours or so, you'll forget hashtag Dr. Sleep is even a Shining sequel, and it's awesome. Once it becomes a straight sequel, however, it loses that special something. Ooh. Digital Spy says Dr. Sleep will likely give the Shining fans everything they'd want from a sequel, and some things they probably didn't. Rebecca Ferguson is wonderful, and it all looks utterly gorgeous, but it's not perfect and needs more memorable scares. Oh. Dr. Sleep movie, a hallucinogenic, this is from Lula Maybell. A hallucinogenic horrorscape. Mike Flanagan channels King's waking nightmares and familiar trauma artfully. Crafts visceral, disquieting dread, not too dissimilar to Kubrick's masterpiece. McGregor and Ferguson give perfectly pitched performances. Dr. Sleep. All right, yeah. I'm going to read one more. Let's see who else we got in here. All right. Heather Face Wixon at The Horror Chick. Thank you for the easy at to read. It's been a great year for Stephen King adaptations, but I think Dr. Sleep is the best of the bunch. Oh. Thrilled me in ways I wasn't expecting, made me emotional at times, and Rebecca Ferguson is ferocious. What a wonderful celebration of Kubrick, King, and Mike Flanagan's career as well. Brad, what do you take from these reactions, dude? They're polarized.
That's saying a lot, considering it too was out recently, and they're saying it's better than that. That's something special.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when we reported back that Flanagan was trying to create something that wasn't Stanley Kubrick, I think we knew he was on the right track, because you're not going to go toe-to-toe with the master and win.
Nah, man.
So it's great. It's great he kind of decided to try and go his own way and incorporate bits and pieces of Kubrick's film. But I think that's why he succeeded, and it's showing he's succeeding, is because he didn't try just to copycat Kubrick.
Yeah. And by the way, anybody who even thinks that there's anybody who comes close to touching what Kubrick has done, or thinks that they are on the same level with Kubrick can never be touched, man. I think that nobody can do it. I've had this conversation multiple times with my professor. Tell him the state of Hollywood right now can never have another Kubrick. There will never be anybody who can have as much control of their product as the way that Kubrick did. And that's why there's never going to be another one, or anybody who could come close to being like Kubrick.
I would argue the only person would be Kurosawa, because he did give out a
I'm talking about modern
3 hour and 30 minute
yeah. No. I'm talking about right now. Like right now.
Nobody. Right now, no.
No, nobody.
No, there's no way.
Nobody.
The studios stick their nose way too far in.
Yeah, and I'm glad that Mike Flanagan seems to have made something that's interesting to a lot of people. These are kind of like mixed reviews to me, but I'm really excited for this movie. But what I'm seeing here is that it's probably not as scary as people think. And when I see this trailer, I don't think you can touch the scariness of The Shining like that, because that movie's not scary. It's fucking disturbing. So, if you can't touch that, then of course people are going to say it's not that scary. But for this girl, the horror chick, to say that it's the best bunch out of the other, Stephen King adaptations this year, that's saying something with It Chapter 2.
Yeah, with It Chapter 2 coming out and being praised all over. Even we saw it and enjoyed it. I think it was even the top of your list there for a while until it wasn't. But
got pushed out.
I'm seeing these less mixed and mostly positive.
Yeah.
You're getting a little mixed in there when they say when he tries to compete with Kubrick, which sounds like it might be for like 20 or 30 minutes where he tries to do that. But other than that, the rest of the movie, which is over 2 hours, seems like a positive.
Do you think that the minute they go back to the Overlook, do you think people just automatically think that he's going to start trying to compete with Kubrick?
I mean, I think he's not trying to compete with Kubrick, but in people's mind, how can you not compare it to Stanley Kubrick's film when you're going back to the same locale?
Yeah. Only thing that can't be compared is the fact that Stephen King probably Stephen King loves this one, and he doesn't love The Shining.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, and he probably liked the director more than Kubrick. Kubrick probably kicked King off his own set. So.
Mm-hmm. And let's go ahead and get some stuff going on here, man. I got to talk to you all about books. God, I love books. I love books. And I love reading them. And now I think I'm starting to love listening to them. Audiobooks have made things amazing. You can travel anywhere and still listen to a book. Brad, do you listen to audiobooks?
I do sometimes. I do, yes.
Yeah. My big brother's a big fan of them.
When I'm driving back and forth from work.
Yeah. My big brother's a big fan of them. And because of that, Audible is just the premier destination to go for your audiobook. And I'm going to go ahead and tell you all about them right now. For you, the listeners of the Nerdcore podcast, the Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. Now, I'm going to go ahead and recommend you all The Shining from Stephen King, since we're getting really close to that premiere of Dr. Sleep. So you might want to catch up on the story by checking out Stephen King's The Shining on Audible. So, but if you don't want to read that, you can always go and check out the trusted Crush It! Why Now is the Time to Cash In on Your Passion by Gary Vaynerchuk. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/nerdcore. Again, that's audibletrial.com/nerdcore for your free audiobook. Gotta love it when we can actually remember to do the ads, right?
Yep.
Gotta love it.
And hopefully you guys enjoy getting a free book out of it.
Yep. If you guys are signing up, you guys should definitely go try, guys. You know, books are cool. Books are cool, and that's the only thing I can tell you.
And it's a free trial, so that means you can cancel it at any time before you actually have to pay.
And a free book.
And a free book. I mean, everybody loves free shit.
Pretty much, bro. Pretty much. Now, let's go ahead and move on to the next piece of news coming from Collider.com's very own Jeff Snyder. In an exclusive, Hocus Pocus 2 is moving forward at Disney Plus with writer Jen D'Angelo. All right. Jen D'Angelo, who served as a writer and co-producer on Workaholics, great show, has been hired to write the script for Hocus Pocus 2, which is in the works at Disney Plus. Collider has exclusively learned the original Hocus Pocus may not have cast a spell on the box office when it hit theaters back in 1993, but the film has endured over the years to become something of a cult classic. Of course it did. Sources say that D'Angelo has been tasked with finding a way to bring back the original cast of Bette Midler as Winifred. I hope I said that right. Yeah, I did. Winifred. Sarah Jessica Parker as Sarah. Wait. Okay.
Actually, it's Winifred.
Winifred.
Because remember, she went by Winnie.
Yeah, Winnie. And Kathy Najimy as Mary. Brad, I have a question. Sarah Jessica Parker, didn't she die?
No.
I thought she died of Okay, hold on.
No, Sarah Jessica Parker did
I'm not
die.
about to pronounce someone dead today. Hold on.
She is not dead. She is 50 years old, born in 1965. I think I know who you're thinking of, though.
Who is it? She died of an overdose or something back in like the early 2000s.
Give me a second.
All right. Well, you should check that out. I'm gonna go ahead and finish reading this. But let's go ahead and see. None of them have attached at the moment, but the studio is hopeful that they'll be involved with the sequel in some capacity. Since the project is still in early development at Disney's forthcoming streaming service, it remains unclear whether they'll be the main characters or whether we'll see them pass the proverbial torch to a new generation of witches. All right. Yeah, well, I'll stop there.
I think I found who you were talking.
Who was I talking about?
I think you're talking about Miss Brittany Murr.
No.
No?
Brittany Murr. Wait, what year did she die?
Brittany Murphy.
Brittany Murphy, what year?
She died in 2009.
Yep, that's what I was talking about. Yeah.
She was in Sin City and the rest.
Yeah, I remember now. And she died of an overdose, right?
It's questionable what she died of, but that's I think what the general claim was.
Okay.
Accidental overdose.
Yeah. Why did I think it was Sarah Jessica Parker?
I don't know, because you like thinking people are dead when they aren't. You probably still think Francis Ford Coppola is dead.
No, he's very alive and well, judging by his comments. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna open that can of worms today, right? No, not today, my friends. But Brad,
I thought she died. No.
Yeah, I'm not opening that can of worms about his comments today. Nope. Brad, I don't know if you're in my realm of thought here, but I don't care about a sequel to Hocus Pocus. And honestly, I'm gonna get a lot of flack for this. I wasn't the biggest fan of the first one.
Ooh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I ain't standing there with you on that.
Yeah,
I'm
I know.
not standing on that hill to die with you.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of the first one.
I actually, over the years, I think because mostly everybody's seen Hocus Pocus about fucking 15 times over the years because it's been played so much during Halloween, that its reasons become a cult favorite. It's because it keeps getting played every Halloween. Plus, it's Bette Midler in it. So, but I will say this is 30 years after the fact. What the fuck? Did we just all of a sudden go, hey, we should have a Hocus Pocus too? I mean, you couldn't have done it a few years after the first one. Then again, it wasn't a fan favorite.
Yeah.
So, I don't know.
I just this is where look, I get it. There's a big demand for this. Is a lot of nostalgia is a big factor into this, but really, are we really gonna concentrate our time on this? If they're gonna be passing the torch to more witches, sure, but I don't know where you really kind of find the big interest in this, other than on Halloween time.
I think that's the whole point. It'll probably come out Halloween next year, 2021, but I don't know. I mean, I enjoyed the first movie, but do I think it needs a sequel? Not really, especially 30 years after the fact. I mean, I'm not going to go there opening night, but you have this is the audience though, and you know this is true. They're going after those kids from back in the day who are now adults with small children. And they want to get them. That's who their freaking audience is right there. It's not you, the 20-something-year-old cynical shits.
Yeah. Brad.
Or me, the 30-something-year-old who doesn't have children.
Brad, I got the name. It wasn't Brittany Murphy. It was Anna Nicole Smith, bro. And she died in 2007. Anna Nicole Smith.
She was like a softcore porn star, though.
It doesn't matter. That's what I remember hearing in the news about. Okay?
That's a far and away from Sarah Jessica Parker. I'm just throwing it out.
It was Anna Nicole Smith, bro. That's what I remember.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, see what you've been watching.
No, it's not that. It's just I remember her face being plastered around the... and here it is.
Yeah.
Cause of death?
Yeah, you remember her face being plastered, that's for sure.
Yeah, whatever. Cause of death? Drug overdose. But yeah. It was Anna Nicole Smith, bro. Here we go.
Man,
I don't know.
You should have just stuck with Brittany Murphy.
Yeah, whatever. I just remember the news.
Now your computer has all kinds of viruses and shit, I'm sure.
I don't know. We're not getting into that rabbit hole today. But
speaking of holes, just kidding.
Speaking of holes, everybody. No. But look, man, yeah, I'm not interested in this. I think that a sequel 30 years look, Halloween time, sure, you're gonna get the people riled up for that because of course nostalgia and the holidays. But I don't know as far as you would get anybody else's, excited.
I guarantee though that when this comes out, it will make money. It'll make a shit ton of money.
Of course it will, Brad. It's
because that's the whole point of this.
It's nostalgia, bro. It sells.
Technically, that's kind of the whole point of any movie, except maybe the Lighthouse. But yeah, this one is specifically for money. I almost can guarantee that.
Yep. All right, man. Let's go into our last piece of news, which is going to be interesting to talk about here. So it has been officially been announced that Marvel's Cloak and Dagger has been canceled by Freeform after 2 seasons. And Freeform has opted not to renew drama Marvel's Cloak and Dagger for a 3rd season. The news is not surprising as it comes 5 months after the 2nd season of the superhero series ended its run on the Disney network. I hear the option on the cast expired this week. All right, Cloak and Dagger was well received when it first debuted in 2018, earning a 2nd season renewal from Freeform. In its 2nd season, the series ratings dropped almost 40% and were on par with another drama recently canceled by Freeform, PLL The Perfectionists. PLL The Perfectionists. Okay, we're so proud of Marvel's Cloak and Dagger and the trailblazing stories the series told. Freeform said in a statement to Deadline, "We are grateful to our incredible talent, Olivia Holt and Aubrey Joseph, for bringing these beloved characters to life, and showrunner Joe Pokaski." I was about to say Polanski for some reason. Pokaski for his vision. We'd like to thank our partners at Marvel Television for a wonderful 2 seasons, and we are hopeful that we can find another project together. So, dude, I've got to say, I don't think that this is just because they couldn't reach an agreement. I think that this is coming also about the fact that basically Feige has taken control of everything now. And Jeff Loeb.
Yeah, it's not surprising. It's like Marvel is going back and basically
retconning a shit ton of stuff, dude.
Yeah, if they don't have complete kind of control over it, they're bringing it back into the fold.
Well,
so,
I saw that
just
report.
Like
I saw the report that said that Jeff Loeb might be already out, dude. He's stepping down. He was the one who was producing all these television shows for Marvel. I mean, Netflix Marvel, the stuff like Legion, The Gifted, this, and the Runaways, and Cloak and Dagger, and all these other shows, man.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I think, Feige is that kind of wants to be that whole controlling entity on what gets produced, even in the television format. So if it's not under his control, then he doesn't want it out there because he doesn't get a say in it, or doesn't get as much of a say in it as he wants. So it's not surprising all these shows, because we saw what happened to the Netflix series, which there were top-notch series in there that were just gone. So Marvel's Cloak and Dagger with a 40% drop in the 2nd season, you knew the hatchet was coming.
Yeah.
And I mean, and really, it's not surprising. And I never watched this season. I think the only other than the Marvel Netflix series I watched was the 1st season of Legion, which was really good.
Fantastic.
But other than that, I never watched this.
Me neither. But I think that look. I don't think I've actually given my thoughts on this. I don't think we even covered this. The whole idea of, Feige kind of controlling all these aspects, I'm not a big fan of that, man. I think it's because, I love Legion, man. It was so good. I haven't even finished the 2nd season, but I got to finish that up. And
Legion was definitely different.
It's different.
But if you look at the Marvel Cinematic Universe and you compare it to the Netflix series and you compare that to Legion and the rest, those television series, they don't really fit into Feige's overall vision of what we consider the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which has been overly safe. It's not a risk-taking entity, the cinematic universe. So of course they're gonna drop. Like, why would they produce another Iron Fist when the 1st season was basically trash, but the 2nd season was great? So why even go into that why even continue the story if it's not doing what they wanted to do?
Yeah. I'm not here trying to make an argument for this to be renewed. I'm just saying that it just feels like everything needs to be the same thing with this company. Everything needs to be the same. Everything needs to fit into their universe. And they think that that's really the way. Like, I think that they should have just left the network TV stuff alone. Like, really, first of all, how many people even watch the network TV stuff? Like, honestly, that stuff is the stuff you can let the people kind of run wild with and kind of make their own visions. And then you've got like, cool, take control of the Disney Plus stuff. Hulu, it can connect whatever way. I don't give a crap. But it's just, I feel like this company seems to be too concentrated on making the same product everywhere and hoping that that's what sells, than actually, creating something different like a Legion or a Punisher or a Daredevil series again.
Well, and they know what sells because they've been selling it for so long.
Yeah.
But at the same time, fans are going to get tired of that. Look at DC. When DC came out, they were trying to copy what Marvel was doing. And really, they were just shooting themselves in the foot every time because they could never get it to the formula that Marvel had and how it was producing this. So in the end result that we've seen last, freaking DC took a risk and was like, okay, here's $50 million, go make this Joker movie or some shit. And they did that, and it brought in dividends. It brought in a ton of return.
Hell.
And I think that's what you need, though, is you have to be able to take risks. You can't always play it safe. And I think in the long run, that's going to hurt Marvel.
I think so too, man. I was gonna say, hell, even Titan seems to be, being received really well by not just the audience but the critics as well, dude. You know, I'm hearing great things about Titan season 2. Hell, remember last year when everybody was like clamoring over Doom Patrol and how well that was doing? That's a very, very different show than what DC was doing on the Arrowverse. So I don't know, man. It's just, to me, I just wish that that they'd start making things differently and start doing different aspects, but whatever, what sells. There's a reason why a lot of these movies make the money they make, because the formula works.
They're safe and they're made for basically everyone, from the smallest child to the oldest adult. So right in the spectrum, it kind of reaches everyone.
Yeah, and by the way, I mean, I'll always respect Marvel for that. Even Feige, I always respect. They found something that worked, and they're using it for themselves. And they're the only ones who can do this, because they're the only ones who have proved successful to do this. Nobody else has proven successful to doing this, man. But it's not to say
until that success stops.
Yeah,
they're going to continue with what they've been doing. And I'm still going to go see the Eternals. I'm still going to go see Doctor Strange. I'm still going to see all these movies. So it's not like the formula doesn't work. They already got me hooked with, because let's face it, Doctor Strange was a really good movie. Yeah. What they've done for the past 10 years has been really good, starting from the first Iron Man. Did they have some stinkers in there? For sure.
A lot of stinkers.
World being one. They had quite a few, but they've always kind of, and that's where I think they were kind of testing stuff, and they were seeing what worked, what didn't work. And when they finally got to basically the end with Endgame, they kind of had it down. Endgame wasn't the favorite to ours, but then again, I think we're kind of the outliers, and everybody else is saying, "Oh, it should get an Oscar." Where we're like, "Yeah, there's a lot of better movies that came out this year, in my opinion." Yeah,
and I just think that what's it called? I was gonna just say one last thing, is that even though I respect them, it doesn't mean that I'm supposed to, give them the criticisms that, give them the praises, like sing the praises and say that every movie is great, and that there aren't any movies that aren't at fault or any shows that are at fault.
And we've called it out before. Marvel there for a while, they had a villain problem. They could not make a fucking good villain at all. And if they did, they always dropped the ball on it until they got to Killmonger.
Yeah.
Killmonger was an amazing villain.
Yeah, dropped the ball with it.
Until they got to him, they dropped the ball. I mean, they had a few which could have been great, like in the Avengers.
Age of Ultron, bro.
Yeah.
Age of Ultron, man. And
Ultron could have been amazing, and everything. The actor who voiced him was amazing.
Yeah.
It all should have lined up, but they still dropped the ball.
Yeah. And I think a lot of that had to do with the interference from the studio as well, because remember hearing that a lot of the things that we wanted to do weren't allowed. But look, it's at the end of the day, I still get my Disney check in the mail, right? I get paid. So,
I'll split my DC check with you. We'll go 50-50 on it.
Yep. Gonna go ahead and spend my DC check and watch Watchmen later tonight. But yeah.
Oh, is that coming out tonight?
It's Sunday, bro. Sunday? You got Watchmen and the season premiere of Silicon Valley, bro.
Oh fuck!
Yeah, bro.
When's Ballers? When's Ballers supposed to come out? I need to watch that too.
I don't know, but isn't that the last season as well?
Yeah, it's last season of Ballers. Great show. Everybody should go watch that. I love The Rock.
Yeah. Well, with that being said, guys, it's been a wonderful episode here at the Nerdcore, and we're gonna go ahead and say goodbye to you all. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get some these housekeeping, because I got my handy housekeeping sheet right here. We gotta really give it up for the Patreon supporters. They're really the ones who make the show happen, especially our producers. You know, we love our Patreon supporters, so shout out to all of you guys. Our Patreon supporters, our Patreon producers, though, they're extra great. They take the extra mile. And got to give it up to our associate producers, Cassie and Sarah, and our executive producers, Grayson and Shane. You can follow Grayson at WarlordHitman98 on Twitter and Grayson Barker98 on Instagram. Where can you find Shane, Brad?
You can follow our friend Shane at twitch.tv/SRRKK or on Twitter at SRRKK Twitch.
All right. Now, here is the updated link for merchandise that I now know how to say. Go to www.teespring.com/stores/the-nerd-core for all your merchandise. Buy a Fuck Brad sticker. I know I'm going to do it soon.
Buy a fucking sticker.
Buy a fucking sticker. Rate and review the podcast on your podcast app of choice. It really does help the feed grow. And go ahead and check us out on Twitter at the Nerdcore, Instagram at the Nerdcore, Facebook group, the Nerdverse, the official Nerdcore group, and of course the website, thenerdcore.com. And I will be doing a Lighthouse review soon for the website. Or if Brad wants to take that over, if it's showing over there in good old AZ, then he'll try to get to that. But we'll see right now. But in the meantime, go and check out the YouTube channel as well for all our podcasts in video form or movie reviews that I'm doing now, in which a lot of fun, by the way. My camera is pretty good.
Yeah, your camera's really good.
Yeah. God, I love that thing. But with that being said, it's been a wonderful time, Brad, and let's go ahead and send them into the podcast void.
All right, Raul. Thank you for being host as always. Thank you to all our listeners out there, all our Patreon supporters. We appreciate each and every one of you. And in the next episode, I don't know, we'll probably talk about the Eddie Murphy movie.
Dolomite.
Young Yoda out.